Not in our house. The Rams will not be playing the Super Bowl in our house. It may be Seattle, but it won't be the Rams playing at Levi's. The Rams will be hanging out with us in Cancun. So welcome, Ram fans.
He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. Another spectacular touchdown. He caught it. He caught it. Touchdown pass. Catalan. One of the greatest finishes in 49er history.
Toss to McCaffrey, and he runs out across the 30, breaks a tackle, he's gone! It is intercepted! The 49ers have the football! Touchdown!
He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown 49ers.
San Francisco!
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Niners with Niners Sickness. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. Monday night conversation. We're going to be talking about the Niners. What do we expect this offseason with our 49ers? What positions should be filled? We're going to talk about the Rams and their fan base. And yes, the Rams will not be playing for a chance of a Lombardi at Levi's. You got to love that. So how's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful time. Let's go. Let's talk Niner football. It's been a minute. I've been gone. I've been busy. I've been doing things. But here I am talking 49er football. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. If you can hear me, if you can see me okay, let me know in the comments. I would appreciate that. My brother from a different mother. Let me fix this real quick. Doop, doop, doop. Let me fix this right here. You know what? Let me change it from Old English to something different. So I can read it better. All right. What's up, Daniel? Barry Sports. How you doing, sir? Jesus is in the house. What's up, Jesus? Welcome to the channel. You know what? Let me make this a little bit bigger like that. Let me bring it like this. Why not? At least we didn't get blown out. Well, listen, I normally don't talk about other fan bases and their team. I really don't care about the Rams, Seattle, or Arizona. It's all about the 49ers. So I really don't care about other teams. But because of all the conversation that I've been hearing about the Niners from Rams fan, I gotta say something. What's up, Bebop? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. How you doing? Number one court, Kittle, CMC, Bosa, Williams, Warner, transition being on the number 2 Niners need young, fresh number 1 core to lead the way in the new era. Absolutely. How you doing, 49er Media? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, make sure before we go any further, please wipe your feet before entering and smash that like button for your boy Niners Sickness. So normally I like I said, I talk 49ers and only 49ers. This is a 49er channel, but Ram fans are bitter. They are bitter. And I don't care about Ram fans because Seattle to me is what Seattle is. They're a division foe. But to me personally, now, some of you may be different. Your experience may be different. But I don't have issues with Seattle fans as much as I do Ram fans. I know people that are Ram fans. And my friend Rudy from Ramilia Sports, even though the Rams lost, he continues to hate on my Niners. So, which is his prerogative. He can do what he wants, right? But nevertheless, your team is not going to the Super Bowl and playing at Levi's. Now, this is what I heard from a video that he made. He claimed that there was 2 or 3 players that played for the Rams who are now playing for Seattle. It's like us. We have a few players that went to the Broncos, right? So if the Broncos would advance instead of the Patriots, we probably could have rooted for the Broncos because of those players. So I get where he's coming from. But when he said that the Rams are still taking over Levi's because of those 3 players that are with Seattle, I'm like, no. It is not the same thing. It is not the same thing as if the Rams would have stepped onto our field. So regardless of what happens on Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, 2026, which is my anniversary, by the way, it won't be the Rams. It won't be the Rams. We will not have to hear all the BS from Ram fans. We are not going to have to hear Rudy say the Rams won a Super Bowl in our house. We don't have to hear it. He'll say whatever else he's going to say. He's going to do whatever else he's going to do. But one thing he cannot say is that their Rams won in our stadium. Seattle fans may be different. They may have that opportunity. Although I don't think the Patriots is somebody to overlook if you're Seattle. Before I go on, I do want to give props to Sam Darnold. He played one hell of a game. He did not see ghost. He played better. Can't believe I'm saying this. He played better than Matthew Stafford. So let's give a hand of applause to Mr. Sam, I can't see ghosts no more, Darnold. He played better than Matthew Stafford. So, listen, guys, it was a fun game to watch. Watching the Rams in Seattle go at it. There was a couple of calls that I thought it could have went either way. Now, I'm talking smack about the Rams because a lot of the Ram fans are crazy. But at the end of the day, the NFC West is the toughest division in the NFL. The Rams are good. Seattle, obviously, is going to the Super Bowl representing the NFC. And the 49ers, even though they were hurt for most of the season with key players out, they played better than expected. Kudos to who should be Coach of the Year, Kyle Shanahan. He should be Coach of the Year. They're probably going to give it to that guy over there with the Patriots, but they should give it to Kyle. Let me know in the comments, do you guys feel that Kyle earned Coach of the Year for what he was able to do with this roster? No Bosa, no Fred Warner. Brandon Ayuk, I don't know what the dude's going. Antonio Brown 2.0 and Brandon Ayuk. Got no clue what's happening with him. We lose Fred Warner. We lose Ricky Parcell. We lose Brock Purdy after game 1. We lose Trent Williams for a minute. We lose a lot of players. And even though we lost the players that we lost, we found a way to win. I don't know about you guys, but this was the most entertaining season that I've seen my 49ers play in a very long time. They scratched, they clawed, and they fought for those W's. Now, it fell short. We didn't get what we wanted. We were not able to represent our stadium in this year's Super Bowl, but I give credit where credit is due. Now we got to fix this issues with injuries. We got to make sure we bring in a wide receiver that can help us take the top off the defenses. I love Kittle. I love CMC, but we need a true number 1 receiver. And I hope the Niners make a decision to bring in someone like A.J. Brown, trade for someone like, I can't think of his name, the kid from Minnesota. The kid that is going to be a free agent from the Colts, Pierce. I like him. He has potential. But I want someone that already been proven to come to this roster and help out Brock. What are the Niners going to do in the offseason? What are they going to do? What should they do? What should the Niners do this offseason? I want to know from you guys. What do you think? Not what you want them to do, but what you think they're going to do. And if you follow the 49ers closely, you should know by now John Lynch and Shanahan, how they think, how they view things every offseason. This is the 9th year. So we've gone through 9 off seasons with this, guys. What direction do you think the Niners will go? Now, I know they didn't open up the wallet last year. I know they cut a lot of the fat and letting go a lot of the veterans. They drafted some potential rookies. Upton Stout looks like this guy's going to be here for a minute. Mikael Williams looks great. He got hurt, unfortunately. Now, was he putting pressure on the quarterback? No. But if you guys watch football, if you guys watch film, once we lost Mikael Williams, our ability to stop the run got really hard. That man is a mammoth. And I believe he can eventually learn how to go after the quarterback. But what he was brought in was to stop the run and conceal the outside. Alfred Collins played well. CJ West did good. These are promising players that we can look forward to. Now, Nick Bosa, to me, is the only one that can generate pass rush. When he's healthy, he is the only one that can generate a pass rush. And I want to see someone from the inside. I want to see someone like Quentin Williams, who went to the Cowboys. I want to see that type of inside guy that can push the pocket. I want to see someone like Quentin Williams. I want to see someone like that kid over there with Kansas City. I want to see push from the inside of that defensive line. I want to bring pressure from all areas of that. So the Niners, to me, should focus on getting someone that can help the defense. Now, will they do it through the draft or will they bring a free agent? So let me ask you guys a question. What should the Niners do? Bring in a top flight number one receiver or bring in a top flight D tackle or end that can truly complement Nick Bosa? Which direction do you think the Niners should go? You think the Niners should go and get themselves a defensive end, a D tackle, or a receiver? Now, I know what I want, but I want to know what you guys want. What do you think? Which direction do you think the Niners should go? Which direction do you think the Niners should go? Should they go and get a top flight defensive lineman or a receiver? Who should they get? The Niners showed a lot of promise with what they had this year. Unfortunately, due to injuries, we are not representing the NFC this year. I think if the Niners would have been healthy, I think if Brandon Ayuk would have not been a coward and quit on his team, I think the Niners could have been in the Super Bowl this year, easily. The Niners could have been in the Super Bowl this year if it wasn't for the injuries. What's up? Welcome, brother. Welcome. GOKU. I don't want to mispronounce it. Welcome. I appreciate you, man, tuning in. So this is what I think. We need an offensive receiver, yes. But I think we should put more into that defense. I'm a defensive guy, always have been. To me, offenses put people in the seats, but defense wins championship. Our offense wasn't bad. I know we were only able to put 6 points on Seattle, but when your defense is getting destroyed the way it was in that divisional game, it takes a lot out of your offense. So I agree. We do need a receiver to come in and help us offensively. I want pressure. I want sacks. I want the quarterback to be I want us to be disrupted towards the quarterback. I don't want the quarterback to have time to throw. I want the quarterback to be hurried. And we did not have that this year. I get it. Injuries. I like Mikael Williams. But we need someone to bring in. I would love to kick Mikael Williams in the inside. I want someone that can put pressure on the quarterback. Someone like the gentleman from the Raiders. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name. He's not a free agent, so the Niners would have to trade for him. But imagine him and Nick Bosa going after quarterbacks. I'm not a big Houston fan, but if you watch the Houston Texans, particularly on defense, that defense was smothering. That defense did not allow quarterbacks to breathe. That defense was smothering the quarterbacks. That's what I want. That reminded me so much of the 2019 49ers defense. Do you guys remember the 2019 defense? The 2019 defense that put pressure on quarterbacks, that made Aaron Rodgers' life a living hell. I want that type of defense. We need another linebacker. We need a safety. Jair Brown is garbage. Jair Brown is garbage, in my opinion. He cannot cover a cold. Mustafa will continue to get better. Siegel looks promising, but he needs to develop a bit more. But we need a safety, a downhill safety they can cover in space. I love the rookie Upton Stout. That kid struggled in the beginning. He's a rookie. He had his aha moments. He had moments that had you scratching your head. But then he made some really good plays that kind of told us there's something in this kid. And this kid is special. Lenore and Ronaldo Green, they held their own. I'm good with those two corners. We can add depth if we would like. But I want to put pressure on the quarterback. I like Jordan Elliott, but he's just a rotational piece. CJ West will continue to get better, but I need someone it is a force now. We need rotational players that can go after the quarterback and be disruptive. I don't want Matthew Stafford being comfortable when he's back there. I don't want Sam Darnold or whoever the quarterback is for Seattle comfortable back there. I don't want the little small dude with Arizona running around comfortable. Anybody we play, I want to bring the hammer against those quarterbacks. I want our defensive line to be a nightmare for offensive coordinators. Who are they going to double? Because in reality, if you take away Bosa when he's healthy, who's really going to step up? And to be honest, Bosa hasn't been the guy that he was when we drafted him. Now, I know he's been injured. He's still elite. I still love Bosa. But I want someone that puts the fear of God into opposing quarterbacks. Who out there that we can go out and get, they can do that? I believe when you have pressure coming from that front line, it helps out your corners. It helps out your secondary. Now, I got to give our secondary credit. Yes, we gave a lot of yards in that secondary, but we were not putting no type of pressure on the quarterback. The quarterbacks had all day to throw. So I got to give credit to Lenore. I definitely got to give credit to Ronaldo Green, Upton Stout, Mustafa, and yeah, Jair Brown was just kind of there. Yes, we gave up a lot of yards, but we tightened up in the end zone. Everything gets small when you go into the end zone. The problem with us was covering in space. The Niners secondary cannot cover in space. That's why teams were moving the ball on us so well. But the minute we got into the red zone, things were not as open. It got tighter. And we were able to prevent teams from scoring. I want the Niners to really focus on the defense more this year. I know we need to draft someone to replace Trent Williams. I know we need a top flight receiver. I know that. But the defense wins championships. Look, now you have to have a good offense too. Look at Houston. Houston's defense is smothering. Freaking Houston defense was incredible this year. But their offense was caca. Stroud may not be the guy that people thought he would be. Now, to be fair, he hasn't had a good offensive line. But I don't know. Let me ask you guys a question. How do you guys evaluate Brock Purdy this year? I want to be sincere. How do you guys evaluate Brock Purdy this year? Now, he got hurt after week 1. He missed about, 8 games? But since he came back, other than the Panthers game, if you can be honest with yourself and answer this in the comments, what is your true assessment and valuation on Brock Purdy? Because Nick Wright, from First Things First, always has said that Brock Purdy can only be good if he had the Avengers. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, CMC, George Kittle, all these Avengers, right? Well, this year, he had nobodies. The only one player that he had consistent was CMC. We never saw Brandon Ayuk step on the field. Juwan Jennings is a good receiver, but not great. Kendrick Bourne, good receiver, but not great. The kid that we brought from the Rams, good receiver, but not great. Kittle missed a lot of games. Trent Williams missed. And Brock Purdy was moving the ball. Brock Purdy was moving the ball. Brock Purdy was able to connect with the receivers we had, and he won games. So I want to know your evaluation of Brock Purdy. Does he still, every team, every quarterback, I don't care if you're Patrick Mahomes, I don't care if you're Josh Allen, I don't care if you're Joe Burrow, every quarterback needs the Avengers of their team. But Brock Purdy was able to win games. Now, is he he's not Josh Allen. Now, I'm old school. And what I mean by old school, I'm old. I watched the 49ers before Bill Walsh and before Joe Montana. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. Let me say it again. I was watching the 49ers before Bill Walsh and Joe Montana. When Joe Montana came in, he was a 3rd round pick. Remember, 3rd round. He was okay in Notre Dame, but he wasn't like blowing the doors off. And for all of you young fans, know the history, right? What is the history? Joe Montana is the GOAT. Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Joe Montana was a surgeon on the field. The comeback kid under 2 minutes, and all of that is true. Joe Montana was great, but he did not start like that. To me, I see a lot. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying Brock Purdy is Joe Montana, but I see a lot of similarities between the style of play of Montana. Now, if you are just watching highlights of Joe Montana, it doesn't do justice. If you're just watching highlights of all the great games Joe Montana played in, you're going to get a false feeling of Joe Montana. You got to see every game during the season, how he played well, how he struggled, the mistakes Joe Montana made, how he corrected those mistakes, and how Joe Montana developed to be the quarterback that we all know him to be today. What's up, Dan? Hey, better you guys than the Rams, for sure. The best of luck in Super Bowl Sunday on February 8th, 2026 at Levi Stadium against the New England Patriots, who are a very good team as well. I don't think they're better than Seattle. I'll put it this way. If Sam Darnold plays in the Super Bowl the way he played in the NFC Championship game, you guys will win this game easily. If Sam Darnold has another game, he cannot have just a decent game. He cannot just not lose the game. He needs to elevate the game with his performance the way he did against the Rams. He outplayed Matthew Stafford. If the Seahawks can do that, you guys most likely will be hosting the Lombardi Trophy at Levi's. As much as it pains me to say it, football is football. Now, your defense has to step up. Your defense got carved up a little bit by Matthew Stafford. But then again, Drake May is not Matthew Stafford. Drake May has great potential, may be a great quarterback going forward, but he's not Matthew Stafford at this part of his career. Your defense should be able to contain Drake and make Drake May make mistakes. It's hard to make Matthew Stafford make mistakes. The guy's a pro. We shall see. We shall see what your Seahawks do against the Patriots. Now, I'm just excited that the Ram fans are not going. I'm excited the Ram fans are not going to the Super Bowl because I will not hear the end of it. I will not hear the end of Rudy and all these Ram fans about whose house. You know, let me get something clear. Let me get something clear. Let's say the Rams would have beaten Seattle. Let's say the Rams would have represented the NFC in Levi's. Let's say the Rams would have beaten the Patriots and hoisted the Lombardi at Levi's. That doesn't make Levi's your house. That doesn't make Levi's the Rams' house because you won a Super Bowl at Levi's. The reason why the 49er fans call your house our house and why we call your stadium our stadium is because the 49er fan base fills that stadium out. There's more 49er fans in that stadium than Ram fans. And when their home team has to use the silent count in their own house, then that house belongs to the Niners. So don't get it twisted, Ram fans. If you guys would have won in our stadium, it still didn't belong to you guys. Every time we go to SoFi, we make it Niners house. It's Levi South. Why? Because all you see is red. But guess what, Ram fans? You will not get the opportunity to lift the Lombardi Trophy at Levi's. Why? Because you guys couldn't even beat the Seahawks. And normally I don't go on a tangent talking about Rams fans, Seattle fans, or Cardinal fans. I don't. I like to talk football. I like to break down film. I can see good coaching in other teams. I can see good players, good type of play from other players from other teams, even the teams I don't like. So I'm not too much of a trash talker. I rather talk football and break down film. But when I hear Ram fans bitter, they're so bitter that they lost that they are now saying that Seattle has 3 players that played for the Rams in the past. And therefore, the Rams' presence is still going to be at Levi's because of those 3 players. That is ludicrous. It is laughable. It is laughable to me. I think Ram fans are stupid. They are. The Rams,
you suck.
They do. They suck. Well, true. That's true. And again, I'm not a trash talker anyway, but can a team, even Seattle, really say they beat our ass when we were coming out in wheelchairs and we were coming out with crutches? And again, you play whoever's on the field. I get it. And kudos to Seattle. They beat us 41-6. I'm not taking nothing away from Seattle, but you played a team very injured. Now, if they would have beat us and we were fully healthy, then I can give the Seattle fans kudos. You know, the Niners were healthy. The Niners were playing top of their football, and you guys just kicked our butts. Then kudos to the Seattle. But you played against a injured squad. Injured squad. So it is what it is. Evo, are you it sounds like you're a Rams fan. Sounds like you're a Rams fan. Let me know if you're Rams or Seattle fan. Because the Rams are not going to be in the Super Bowl this year. All right, the Niners are not there. The Niners in Cancun. But I guess what? They were holding a seat for the Rams. And the fact that the Ram fans would not get the chance, they're not going to get the opportunity to try to throw it into Niner fans. Imagine if the Rams would have made it to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl at Levi's, how much shit Ram fans would have been talking to Niner fans. But they're not going to get that opportunity. They're not going to get that opportunity to talk that talk because their team didn't go to Levi's. So Ram fans are livid. They are more heartbroken that they can't talk shit to Niner fans than their team losing to Seattle. I know Rudy is pissed off that they lost to Seattle because he doesn't get to talk shit to Niner fans. At least not the way he would want to talk crap. Now, Seattle, it's a whole different thing. I don't have issue with Seattle fans. I don't. And again, you know, and to be fair, I don't have issues with a lot of Ram fans either. There are just certain Ram fans that are just annoying. It's okay to root for your team. It's okay to talk about your team. But when you say that your stadium is better than our stadium, the way it's built, and it is, I'll give it. SoFi is a better stadium than Levi's, but it's not like the stadium belongs to the fans. You still got to pay to go watch the team play. Stuff like that just gets to me. Like, my dad can kick your dad's butt. What are we in high school? Elementary? Yeah. Well, they were playing in a blizzard. Okay, the elements. I mean, Coach Sean Payton should have went for the field goal. That call is going to hunt that man's career for a minute. He should have went for the points. Instead, he went for it on 4th and 1, got denied, and we know the results of what happened. But the Patriots are going to be prepared. They're going to have 2 weeks to prepare for Seattle, as Seattle's going to have 2 weeks to prepare for the Patriots. And it's going to be a good game. I think the game's going to be a good Super Bowl. So I can't wait for the game. And may the best team win. That defense of the Patriots is no joke. They're coached very well. But I said this earlier. I don't know if you were in the chat when I said this. I'll repeat it real fast. If Sam Darnold plays the way he played in the NFC Championship game against the Rams yesterday, you guys will beat the Patriots. You can't have a mediocre Sam Darnold. You can't have a Sam Darnold who just doesn't turn the ball over. You need Sam Darnold to officiate that offense the way he did against the Rams and put the team on his back. I would have never believed, if somebody would have told me that Sam Darnold was going to go up against Matthew Stafford in the NFC Championship game and outplay. And let's get something correct here. It wasn't like Matthew Stafford was playing like trash. Matthew Stafford was playing good football. He played good football in the NFC Championship. Sam Darnold just played better. So kudos to Sam Darnold. I don't, as a Niner fan, I don't care too much about Seattle, Rams, or Cardinals, but I love football. I love football stories. Sam Darnold went to a trashy team, to the Jets. They gave up on him. He kind of got a little bit with the Panthers. Then he came to the Niners. Niners instilled some things in him. He went to Minnesota. He did his thing in Minnesota. He saw ghosts. How ironic, right? When he was with Minnesota, he got his butt kicked by the Rams. And then a year later, he goes to Seattle and returns the favor and outplays Matthew Stafford. Oh, he's doing that very well, Evil. Sam Darnold had the game of his life. That game against against the Rams was probably the best game I have ever seen him play in his career. And I remember when he came to the Jets, 3rd overall pick. Sam Darnold had one hell of a game against the Rams. And to me, Seattle is the lesser of two evils based on the fan base. So if I had to choose between Seattle or the Rams, I chose Seattle. Now, being a Niner fan, I'm going with the Patriots, right? I'm going with the Patriots, but I honestly think that if Sam Darnold plays good football, I can see the Patriots struggling. What's up, Kenny? What's up, Kenny? How you doing? So Rams have 2 first-round picks next season. They're also a top 5 team with most money to spend in free agency. Seahawks are also top 5. Niners have real work to do this offseason. Everything has the Rams. I don't care if the Rams have the most money. I don't care if they have 2 first-round picks. It all lies on what Matthew Stafford does. Because even if they move up in the draft to go get a quarterback to eventually replace Matthew Stafford, there's no guarantee that that quarterback's going to work out. Trey Lance. So if they can keep Matthew Stafford and he can come back for another year with those 2 draft picks, where they can groom and develop a quarterback underneath him and bring in some players free agency, yeah, the Rams and the Seattle are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And you're right, Kenny. The Niners have a lot of work to do. I believe they can do it, but they definitely got a lot of work to do. And they can't save money like they did last year. And they got to replenish in the draft, but they got to get some key players in free agency. They got to bring a pass rusher. They got to bring a number 1 receiver. Preferably both, but I get it. It's either going to be a pass rusher, and the pass rusher doesn't have to be on the outside. He can come from the inside. But it has to be a lineman on defense that moves the needle. Not someone that can complement, not someone that can rotate with our line. If we bring someone in free agency, they have to move the needle. Same thing with a receiver. If the Niners bring in a receiver, it has to be someone like A.J. Brown, the kid that is under contract, but is playing for Minnesota. Those are the type of players the Niners have to bring in, but it has to be a free agent that moves the needle. I don't want a free agent that they bring, day number 2 or day number 3 of free agency and complements our players. I want a Nick Bosa or better type of player to come in. Is there going to be one available? We'll have to wait and see. Listen, every year is different, Kenny. If I would have told you we would have won the amount of games that we won this year with the amount of injuries that happened, you probably would have said I was crazy. If I told you we were going to win double-digit games, we were going to make it to the divisional playoff, that we were going to go into the NFC defending champs house and beat them on the road with all the players that got hurt. If I told you at the beginning of the season, we're going to have to go into their house, beat them, and we're going to lose our best players, you would have been like, okay, whatever. What are you drinking? But we did it. There's no guarantee that we'll finish 3rd or 4th next year. We can finish 2, and we can finish 1. If we would have beaten Seattle, I know we didn't, but if we would have beat Seattle week 18, we would have been number 1. So I don't know about that. I don't know if I can agree with that. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to watch, Kenny. It'll be fun to watch. Peter Woods. Okay, I gotta see some tape on him. I haven't really done my homework yet on prospects from college quite yet, but I've heard of his name. What do you think about that kid, that receiver for the Colts, Pierce? I forgot his first name. Pierce, big receiver, big body receiver. He can separate very well, very strong. He's probably not going to go for a high money like an AJ Brown. What do you guys think about that kid from the Colts, that receiver? Should the Niners entertain someone like that? Is he enough to move the needle and become that number one? Or in your opinion, is he someone that, yeah, he's great. Yes, he has potential, but I don't know if he'll be a number one. Now, I'm not saying he's AJ Brown. And why can't I think of the name of the kid from Minnesota? Help me out, guys. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the kid from Minnesota. We'll see. But at the end of the day, the Niners are, Alex Pierce. Yes. I like him. Okay. So he's good, but okay. So he'll be more like a solid number two. He's more like a solid number two, but we still need that AJ Brown. What's the name of the kid? I can't think of his name. From Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, yes. No, not Jordan Addison. I like Addison. He's okay. But if we can trade for someone like Justin Jefferson, now I get it. Thank you, Ramos. I get it, Kenny. What is it going to cost to trade for Justin Jefferson? 2 number ones? Are the Niners willing to let go of 2 number ones for Justin Jefferson? Is it more ideal that the Niners get Jordan Addison over Justin Jefferson? Probably. Would I love to see Justin Jefferson catching passes from Brock Purdy? Absolutely. Oh, man. I don't know, bro. One Lance is enough for me. I understand they play 2 different positions. I don't know. And maybe he may not want to come to the Niners because he may feel that the Niners did his brother wrong. I don't know. I had enough of the Lances, to be honest. Now, if he comes to the Niners and he takes number 5, then I don't have to throw away my jersey. But, yeah, I don't know about him. And, guys, Jawan Jennings is gone. Okay? Jawan Jennings will not return as a Niner in 2026, guys. Unless nobody else pays him what he's looking for and he decides to take a reasonable amount. But the 49ers will not pay him 20 or 22 million per year. It's not happening. I cannot see a world where Jawan Jennings gets paid 20 or 22 million by the 49ers. Absolutely not. I can't even see another team doing it. Yes, Purdy to Jefferson. Ooh, and then Kittle, when he comes back healthy, CMC, and then the pressure won't be on Ricky Ricky Pearsall will be the number 2. So now you have Justin Jefferson and Ricky with Kittle, CMC. Ooh-wee. Let's go. 6'3", a 4.48. I like that, a 4.48. Let's be honest. Juwan Jennings can be and will be replaced. I like Juwan Jennings. I love his attitude. I love the way he plays. But let's be honest. He's not a... I know a lot of Niner fans get mad at me when I say it. But Juwan Jennings is definitely replaceable. Ricky averaged 85 yards. See, the thing about Ricky, though, until he gets it together, he's a great player. There's no doubting the potential that we have in this kid. His separation, his hands. There's no doubt this kid is special. The problem is, can he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? That's the question. Can he stay healthy? That's the problem that I'm having with Ricky. I love Ricky. But what's the best ability? Availability, right? What's the best ability? Availability. And if you're not on the field, I don't care how good you are, how are you helping the team? What's up, my brother? From another mother. How you doing, sir? What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man? Yeah, I decided to do a live today. I'm gonna say this funny story. I'm getting everything set up. I had to downsize. I used to have 4 monitors. Now I'm down to 1 monitor. I had this big, huge desk that went up and down. Now I have a small little desk that doesn't go up or down. Well, it does, but not manually. I mean, not remotely. I got to do it manually. But I was getting things ready, and your boy Niner Sickness, he took a fall. If you can see this right here, and let me show you right here. You can see all the cuts right there. I tripped over my chair and I ate it on the floor right before I started the show. Maybe it was a Rams fan. Maybe it was Rudy grabbing my feet. Maybe Rudy was grabbing my feet and tripped me. But I ate it. And I'm like, shit. And it hurts. But I haven't done a live in a long time. And so I was going to cancel because I fell. And I'm like, dude, I want to cancel. Yeah, if he stays healthy. Oh, I needed space because I bought a big, huge screen TV. I bought an 85 for my living room. And then I put the 65 that I had in my living room in my office, which is right next to over here. And I like to watch TV, football. So I'm in my office. So I have the 65 in my office, and I have the 85, the new 85 in the living room. But I wasn't doing that many lives as much, and I don't expect to do many lives other than today. So I've been doing a lot of photography, taking portraits, videography, doing videos, making some extra cash here and there, spending time with the family. And I've been watching a lot of videos of you guys doing your thing. So, yeah, I just didn't want to the big stuff anymore. So I downsized for that reason. And I gave away my desk. It was a almost $800 desk. And I gave it away to my little brother. And then I had 3 signed jerseys. I had Brian Young autographed jersey. I had Ronnie Lott autographed jersey, and I had John Taylor autographed. And I gave it away to my little brother. You can have it. I just downsized my office. I still have everything 49ers. Now I have Giants. I have Lakers. I have Florida State, Seminoles. So I'm kind of blending everything in here. And so, plus I have my birds, which I'm surprised they're quiet because I'm talking on the microphone, but they're there and they have a huge cage that I can fit in there. And that's saying a lot. So, but anyway, I wanted to come on here. I'm in pain, man. My face, my face broke the fall. So I swear it was Rudy grabbing my feet and tripped my ass for making fun of the Rams. But I took a fall, man, and my arm is hurting, my face is hurting. I'm gonna go take me a freaking Percocet or Vicodin or whatever painkiller to kind of ease this pain. But I haven't been alive for a long time, so I'm like, man, if I don't go live tonight, people are gonna be like, what? So I went live. I've been on here for an hour. I'm about to jump off, but I wanted to talk 49er football for a bit. If you notice, the angle is different. The camera's up there. I'm used to having the camera eye level, but because of this setup, because I can move the whole table. The table is one of those tables that you can move it around. It has wheels, which is nice. Andrew Rodriguez, what's up, brother? Who won Super Bowl in 2022? I don't know. Who won the Super Bowl in 2022? I don't know. It was the sorry team. I forgot. I'm trying to think of that sorry team. They got lucky with the Niners. Who was it? Yeah, I can't think of the team. I don't know who that team was, bro. Sorry. It was some sorry team that plays in LA that has no fan base, I think. But yeah, they won. They got lucky that we dropped the ball when we should have caught it. It is what it is. But what I do know is that team that might have won the Super Bowl in 2022 is not going to win it in 2025. That I do know. They're not going to win another one in 2025 because Seattle kicked that butt. Sam Darnold outplayed Matthew Stafford. Who would have thunk it? Honestly, who would have thunk it that Sam Darnold, the guy that sees ghost, was going to outplay Matthew Stafford? And Matthew Stafford played one hell of a game. He had a good game against Seattle. The guy was on his A game and yet still lost to Seattle. To Sam Darnold? How do you lose to Sam Darnold? But it is what it is. All I know, guys, as I get out of here, Ram fans will not have the privilege of saying they won a Super Bowl at Levi's. They're not. They will not have the opportunity to say they won a third Super Bowl at Levi's. Now, Seattle may have that opportunity. Seattle fans may say they won a Super Bowl at Levi's, but not the Rams. And I'm okay with that. Now, if the Patriots win, I'm even better. I'm not going to lie. Now, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken, then the Super Bowl next year in 2026 season is going to be in LA at Levi South. So this year it's at Levi North, and next year it's going to be at Levi South. And the Niners didn't get a chance to play at Levi North, but they may play at Levi South and represent San Fran. Until then, guys, I am out of here. Thank you for joining me, hanging out with me. It's been a minute. Hopefully, I have opportunities to come on here and talk football with you guys in the near future. Everybody that tune in, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Make sure to hit the like button. If you're a Rams fan, continue to do you. If you're a Seahawks fan, continue to do you. If you're a Cardinals fan, why? No, you guys continue to be you. And Niner fans, we are the faithful. We are the 5-time Super Bowl champions. Not 1, not 2, not 0 like Arizona, but 5. The 49ers have more Super Bowls than the rest of the 3 teams in our division combined. They may be old. They may have a lot of dust on them, but there's still 5. There's still 5 Lombardi trophies in Santa Clara. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night. Peace and God bless.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.